was supposed to storm tonight, but when I started loading up, I thought that, you know, we were going to be in the clear, the weather was wrong, but yeah, as soon as I put the ATV on the trailer, it started to rain, and it's just getting worse. So we'll keep on going a bit here and jump on the highway, see how that goes. Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video. So in today's video I am doing a little bit of testing with the Escape and pulling behind it my ATV, which I call Dash, Honda Pioneer 500. And you saw a few months ago when I took the Escape out off-roading with four-wheel drive for the first time that I also put a trailer hitch on it. And mostly I put a trailer hitch on it because it's a good off-road recovery point for the rear. But now that I have a trailer hitch, I can pull a trailer. So I have behind me also my utility trailer. It is 5.5 feet by 10 feet, and it's got the gate that drops off the back. Pretty simple trailer, weighs about 1,250 or 1,300 pounds. And then Dash, the ATV, weighs about the same really. So together, I'll bet that they're in the ballpark of about 2,500 pounds, which is about what the Escape is rated to tow. In fact, I think it is rated to tow more than that, maybe 3,500 or so. I don't really know. But we're gonna see today how well it actually tows. So now I have the trailer hitch back here. I even put the ball in it, the receiver. So, you know, that's ready to go. Then this last weekend, I got underneath here and I added in some wiring. You can see underneath here that here's just a factory connector. This is what connects to the body, then goes out to like all the sensors on the bumper for the backup beeper. It beeps when you get close to something. But at this harness, it also is factory wired with trailer lights. But since this vehicle didn't come with trailer lights, they just dead end at the connector. Instead of vehicles that do have trailer lights, there'd be an extra harness that comes over, and it would actually come to the factory trailer hitch. This is a factory trailer hitch, but it didn't come factory on this car. I took it off another car in the junkyard and bolted it in. But I was able to cut the wires here at the connector and just wire in a generic 4-pin harness. So now I have you know, the standard 4-pin connector that you see on a lot of utility trailers and small pop-up campers, things like that. So now I've got a factory trailer hitch and I've got a wire harness, so I can legally pull with this. So one of the things that I always try to be careful about when putting an ATV on a trailer, or loading anything on a trailer really, is not putting too much stress on the transmission and transmission mounts, engine mounts of the car that the trailer is attached to. So basically when you have a car in park, the engine and transmission and the motor mounts are holding that car stationary, and that's fine to just, you know, put it in park and leave it, even on a hill. I think that's totally fine. I've always done it. But when you're loading something on a trailer behind a car, it really puts a lot of strain on the suspension. Everything's bouncing and moving around. And my Escape, I haven't ever tried the parking brake on it, and I live in Michigan, and I'm afraid if I push the parking brake, it's never going to release. So what I have is a board here, 2 boards, and what I'm going to do is put this inside of the Escape. So I'm basically going to put this on the brake pedal down in here. There's the brake pedal. So put this on the brake pedal, and then put it right in front of the seat, and then I can use the power seat. Let's see here. I'll hold that, and I'm going to use the power seat essentially to push the brake pedal. So that's probably plenty. So now if I try to shake the escape, pushing on it, like it doesn't wiggle at all. So now I feel like I can get in my ATV and put it on the trailer here and jump and bounce it, and it's not really going to shake the car too. It'll shake the car, but it's not going to put too much stress on the engine mount, because now the brakes on all four corners are holding it. You can see my brake lights on. Now the brakes are holding it instead of the engine and engine mounts, transmission, all that stuff holding it in place. So now let's grab dash out of the garage and put it up on the trailer. And one other thing I'm going to do here differently than I usually do, oftentimes I will, well, every time so far, I've pulled a dash forwards onto the trailer, so the front of the ATV is at the front of the trailer. One issue I've noticed is that because the engine and transmission, all the heavy stuff is actually in the back here underneath, all the weight is in the back. And when I'm pulling it with my truck, that's not such a big deal because the truck is so heavy that it just drags the trailer along. But because the escape is quite a bit smaller, I want more weight at the front of the trailer to make it more stable towing. So I'm going to pull dash onto the trailer backwards and hook it up that way, which might look a little bit goofy, but I think it's actually going to tow quite a bit better behind a small vehicle with the most weight at the front of the trailer. So let's get this on there. Alright, well, I got dash loaded on the trailer and strapped down, loaded on backwards, which actually I really like, because you can see like the whole engine and transmission is behind the axle of the trailer, in front of the axle of the trailer. So all the weight is towards the front of the trailer, which is good for stability. We'll see how the escape handles. But actually the way I was able to tie it down was a little bit easier from the front. Because I put my little straps towards the rear of the trailer, which in this case is on the front of the ATV, and I've got some good places to, wrap those around and mount them up. Whereas my larger straps that would usually be on the front of the ATV at the front of the trailer, they're just too big to hook around the suspension, so I have to put chains around the suspension and then use chains to straps. But my big straps fit nicely on the back. So right now, just doing a light check. I turned the hazards on the escape, which is a good way to check all the turn signals by yourself. So let's see, that turn signal's working, parking light's working, parking lights down below are working, and that turn signal's working. And on a 4-pin trailer, if the turn signals work, that means that the brake lights work, because it's the same lights, it's the same circuits. So we're in good shape and ready for a test drive here. Also, it just started raining a minute ago, which I didn't really want for a test drive, but also when I'm out on ATV trips, it's going to rain. So might as well test in the rain today. So we'll just take it easy and see how it does. All right, so let's see here. Let's shut that reverse alarm off. It's going off because it detects my trailer, so that's expected. Let's see how this thing tows. Back up a little bit so I can pull away from the curb. And we look good over there. Yeah, I can definitely tell I've got some weight behind me now. No doubt about that. I pulled the trailer by itself the other day, and that was actually really stable. The empty trailer behind the escape, I think the trailer's balanced pretty well, so it was really stable and easy to pull. But now I have probably twice the weight now that I added the ATV on here, and I can definitely feel that. But so far, out of the gate, I'm going like 10 miles per hour. It feels really good. So let's take a lap around town here, and I'll stop and check the straps in a little bit, make sure they're tight, and then go on some of the back roads and maybe graduate to the highway. So stay tuned here. All right, well, so far through town, it's actually pulling pretty well. I can definitely feel a lot of weight back there, but it's pulling really smooth. So now that I've gone over some bumps and things, I just want to stop and check out the straps. That one's nice and tight. That one could use a little pull. All right, so that's good. check the position of my hooks, make sure everything is still in place. Sometimes when it bounces around and with the rain, the straps stretch a little bit. So just want to make sure before I go too far that it's all secure. So that looks good. And let's see, that strap is in place and nice and tight. So I think we are good to continue on and maybe go a little bit higher speeds and see how it does. All right, well, I'm on some backside roads now, going about 50 or so, and it's starting to rain a little bit harder too, so this is becoming a better and better test as I go. I didn't really want to do my first test in the rain, but you know, again, I'm probably going to end up in the rain when I don't want to be and when I don't really have control over it. So I might as well at least do some rain testing, you know, while I'm in more controlled conditions, not on the highway. And, you know, with the ATV on the trailer backwards, it's actually pretty well balanced. You know, it doesn't really feel like it's tossing the escape around. I can feel it, but it's not, you know, the escape is still in control here, not the trailer. So this is going really well. So it's raining a little bit harder. I'm going to go a little bit further, and hopefully it'll lighten up on the rain a little bit, because I want to jump on the highway and drive back home, you know, closer to 65 or so and see how that feels. Right now I'm doing 55 and it feels pretty stable. So yeah, let's keep on going, and yeah, I think this is going to work just fine. All right, well, it's raining even harder now, so this test just continues to get better. I must have made it to the next level of Jumanji or something here, because it is really coming down. And it was supposed to storm tonight, but when I started loading up, I thought that, you know, we were going to be in the clear, the weather was wrong, but yeah, as soon as I put the ATV on the trailer, it started to rain, and it's just getting worse. So we'll keep on going a bit here and jump on the highway, see how that goes. All right, well, I made it all around on the test drive, went around town on some in-town streets, some back roads, did some 50, 55, even jumped on the freeway for a little bit and did about 65, kind of following a semi-truck that was in front of me. So maybe, you know, a little closer to 70, but this thing actually drives incredibly stable. I'm really impressed at how smooth the Escape pulls the ATV. So, you know, I'm getting ready to go on about a 3.5 hour drive away for an ATV trip. And, you know, I'm just thrilled at how well this pulls it, how stable it is. You know, even in the rain, you know, the road's a little bit more slippery. You hydroplane a little bit more when you're pulling something, and it did. But it was just so good. So it's starting to, well, it's continuing to rain. It did stop for a minute, but now that I got home and got out, it's starting to rain again. So I'm going to unload this real quick and probably park the trailer out back, since I don't need it for another couple of weeks here. And yeah, a big success, and I think I'm ready for my trip in a couple weeks here. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video. If you enjoyed this, more videos coming. The Escape, I did a 4-wheel drive conversion earlier this year, so there's some videos of that on there. So really note the Escape is 4-wheel drive and has a trailer hitch and wiring. It's a kind of capable towing rig for small things like this. So pretty excited. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. All right, well, testing didn't go entirely 100% perfect. While I was putting the trailer away, so what I do is I unload the ATV, and then I pull the ATV around next to whatever I'm pulling it with, and then I transfer the trailer from that vehicle over to the hitch on the ATV and use the ATV to shove the trailer away in my yard. When I was doing that, I pulled away without watching how sharp I was turning, and the trailer swung around and hit the bumper on the Escape there. So the rear wheel well, and then the stop lamp on the back rubbed across the bumper here. So most of this is actually just paint from the trailer that's rubbed off on here, but the bumper's still pretty secure on here. I'm not really worried about it coming off. So anyhow, still a success. So thanks for watching, and have a good one.